Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is your average logical thinker. My name is Mo at Mo Perspective, and I'm grateful to be here. First, giving honor to the Most High for waking me up this morning, starting me on my day and on my way, asking that God guide me and direct my path. Grateful for another opportunity to be here, to be better today than I was yesterday. I'm at the beach right now, guys. Let's see, I don't know if you, oh, it won't focus. But I'm at the beach. Let's see. There we go. I was gonna film this out there, but I forgot my my little mini microphone, so the wind is kicking up. And it's really amazing because just 2 weeks ago we had snow, and today it is 74 degrees. So it's nice. I love it. I really do. I'm grateful. The water here in Virginia is the only reason I like it here. Other than that, there is absolutely nothing about this state that I like. But being close to water, being close to nature, and palm trees just kind of reminds me of home. So that's one reason I haven't left. Plus the economy. But at the end of the day, I'm just grateful to be alive, you know. I just came from a meeting, and they were talking about, you know, sobriety and how we look at things from a sober mind. And I tell you what, when I was in that world of darkness and despair and constantly numbing myself with substances, you know, I had a very negative outlook on life. And although I am not where I want to be, I am 100% grateful that I am where I am right now. You know, I got a long ways to go. I got a lot of things I still need to accomplish. Thank you for the like. But at the end of the day, the fact that I woke up, the fact that I still have breath in my body, that right there in itself is enough to have gratitude, you know, because all of us are going through something, right? Everybody's always going through something. If it ain't one thing, it's another. I can attest to that. And I know I'm not the only one, you know. Hey, Aslan. But having a positive mindset makes all the difference. You know, one of the first videos that I watched today was a young guy just giving advice on how to stay positive and things that you can do in order to improve your life. And really, he was just talking about gratitude. And I was so grateful for that message because it was something that I needed to hear. Because every so often, you know, we get into this self-pity party where we feel sorry for ourselves. And to be truthful, nobody is coming to save you, Otis. Ain't nobody coming to save you. So you may as well just save it. Save the pity party. Keep it to yourself and talk to God. And I'm often reminded of that. You know, whenever I am feeling sorry for myself, sometimes I just want to vent, or I just want to get it off my chest, or I want another human to just understand how I'm feeling, right? Because I don't think I'm a person that complains a lot. I really don't think I am. But maybe I am, because sometimes people will come back and be like, I don't want to hear it, you know? And in that moment, I get pissed. I'm not going to lie. I do. I get pissed. And then my self-pitying, you know, multiplies 1,000-fold, right? But today I can say that that is not the right way to be. And that I have to be grateful. And I have to look at everything as a lesson, right? So when I'm in the middle of my self-pity, hey, MAGA, and I decide to vent, or I decide to complain to another person, and that person comes back with that toxic positivity, It's a reminder that when I have a problem, I have to go to him, not to other people, because guess what? Everybody else is going through something too. And a lot of times people don't want to hear it because they got their own issues. So sometimes keep that stuff to yourself, because number one, other people don't want to hear it. And number two, we should be relying on the Most High first for everything. Everything. And it also gives us an opportunity to solve problems on our own rather than relying on other people. Because guess what? We're strong enough. We're powerful enough. We have the knowledge and we have the strength to figure out the answer to an issue without burdening somebody else. So that's what I got out of that. Hennessy, is that your drink? I was never a Hennessy drinker. Bad things happen. Bad things happen on Hennessy. I am not a hen dog kind of person. But this world is something else. Society is something else. And every single day we're starting to see more and more of buffoonery. But we have to stay tapped in. We have to stay prayed up. We have to stay positive. And we have to know that there's always a higher power in control. That's how I survive day to day. That's how I'm able to look at just the craziness online and in the real world and just know that God is in control at the end of the day. And his will be done. So anyways, it is Black History Month. And it is also February, the month of love. How many of you guys celebrate Valentine's Day? Maga says, Buffalo, New York, all we drink is Hennessy. Okay, even kids. You better not be giving no kids no Hennessy. Don't do that. Turning them kids into alcoholic. You know, my first drink was given to me by a relative, yeah. When I was 16, Colorasi. And she would get the big gallon jug with the little handle. What up, Easy? She get the big jug with the handle, that house wine, that Carlos Rossi. Y'all. And we were cooking for holiday. And she was pouring a drink. And I must have been staring at her. This is the same auntie that used to always tell me when I was little. I would just watch her while her and my mom was gossiping. And she'd always say, get out of my mouth. You should be over there playing. What you looking at? Right? Make you feel bad for being nosy. Anyway, she would have that big gallon of, and she noticed me staring and she was like, you want some? And I was like, yeah. Yeah, I'm still here, Easy. I'm getting out though. Listen, this year I will not be here. By the end of this year, mark my words, if it's God's will, I will not be in VA. I can't do it anymore, especially where I live. I can't. And every time I turn around, it's something. And it's like, God keeps telling, like, he's like, I'm sending you all the signs. It's time for you to go. So let me tell you what just happened. I'm looking at Wavy 10 News. And a story comes up of a woman that's gone missing, endangered. Guess what? She literally lives in my neighborhood. And when I say neighborhood, I'm talking about, I'm not even going to give the specifics away because somebody is going to go and look up the news and they'll figure out where I stay. But she's close to me. And she's a Black woman. And I say, you have got to be kidding me. And I just keep getting, all of these blaring red flags. You got to leave. You got to leave. You got to leave. So I'm putting my house on the market probably sooner than what I anticipated. I anticipated waiting until the end of the school year, but it's going to have to happen soon. I don't know. I tried the South. I've lived in Texas before. San Angelo to be exact. And then I visited summer before last. I looked at homes in Dallas, Fort Worth, Dallas. I looked at homes in San Antonio. And then I visited Houston. And I tell you what, it was too hot. Exactly. I got to trust my intuition. It's just every day. It just feels like it's something every day. And it was just too hot. It was so hot. Me and my friends, we went to eat at the Chinese buffet, and we were outside. Her and her daughter went inside shopping, and I was outside, and I got lightheaded, and all of that food I ate came right up. I had to go around the corner of the shopping building and throw up, because you can't even eat a full meal and be comfortable out there. That's just how hot it was. It was between 104 and 111 the whole time I was there. I said, I'm not going to be able to do this. You got to wait till the sun goes down to actually go outside and enjoy nature. I'm not going to be able to do it. San Angelo, no, it's not hill country. It's East Texas. Oh, no, it's West Texas. San Angelo, Texas is about 3 hours from San Antonio and like 4.5 from, where did we go? Dallas or Houston when I was there? Yeah. San Angelo University is out there. It's a little college town. It's real small. You could circle that whole city in 30 minutes. They got a loop. Nothing there. Absolutely nothing there. But some of the coolest people that I met was stationed there, because you really don't have a choice. Air Force Base there. Yeah, it was called Goodfellow. Goodfellow Air Force Base. I would love to come to Texas just because it's so military friendly, and I know I'll be able to find a job easier out there. And no taxes, of course, but I don't think I'll be able to deal with the heat. So we'll see. You're in Houston. How's Houston? How's it going? What's the weather out there right now? It's 74 here, y'all. It's beach weather. And we just had snow 2 weeks ago. Let's see if it gets cold again. I don't know. But hot. Yeah, I know. It's hot. It's hot. It's gonna start getting hot here, and I'm ready for it. But I wanted to talk about, I don't have much time. I literally have like 25 minutes left on this live. I should have started it earlier, but I had to use the bathroom, so that's that. But I wanted to talk about, because it is Black History Month and it is the month of love, February, we're going to be talking about love topics, right? And so earlier I was listening to a lady. I was going to actually do a reaction video to her, but I opted not to do that, only because halfway through her video. So the title of her video was called 5 Things Women Should Never Tell Men. And so I was like, ooh, this is good, because I agree with everything that she was saying, right? But then when she got to the topic of never tell a man where you live, she goes on to tell about how she was putting her house up for sale, and the guy who came to shoot the pictures of the home so that they can advertise was a fine 6'4" Black man who fancied her, and what he ended up doing was stealing her house key so that he have a reason to see her again. And then after she confronted him and said, hey, do you have my key, because the realtor can't get in to show the house, and he's like, oh, my bad, I'll return it. He returned the box, but never the key inside, and she didn't find out until like 2 weeks later. And so but in the middle of her telling that story, she said that source kept telling her who had her key. And I said, she kept saying source. What is she referring to God? And I put it in a comment, like, I mean, the commentary is awesome. She's a small YouTuber. I think that's why her video came across my feed. She's a small YouTuber. I'm seeing all the new small YouTubers. And I was grateful for the messages that she was putting out, until she kept calling God source. And I'm like, are you referring to God? Like, is that what we're calling it now? Are we calling discernment God, Jesus, higher power, the Most High? Are we referring to him now as source? And that just kind of kind of turned me off. It turned me, yeah, it made me feel some kind of way. Because it's like, you know, are we to the point to where we are we trying to appease everybody as to not offend? And that's the thing. We're all being tested, and we're going to be tested, right? God is putting us through this right now. If you are a content creator, you cannot deny the Holy Spirit. You absolutely cannot. Because when the rapture comes, when Jesus really comes back and you get tested, you're going to fold. You're going to fold like a chair real quick. So you may as well put your big girl panties on. Put your boxers on now. Put on the armor of God now. And perfect that. That way, when stuff really hits the fan, it's like nothing. Oh yeah, I believe in him. Somebody could be pointing a gun right at your head. Who do you believe in? And at that moment, you got a choice to decide who you going with. And I tell you what, if you are at all the least bit concerned about where your soul is going to go once we leave this earth, you're going to make the right decision. But make the right decision now rather than later. Don't let it be too late. I was just in the company of a woman who just turned 90. 90. And she said, I don't have to use a walker. I don't have to use a cane. She said, when I was 20, first of all, I would have never thought I'd even make it to 90. But the fact that I'm here, when I was 20, I thought I would have a walker or a rollie or something. She said, I could drive. I got all my faculties. My husband kisses me in the morning. My husband kisses me at night. And God wakes me up every morning. And that's all I need. I said, you go ahead, lady. You better go on ahead. But you think she got to 90 by denying the Most High? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Especially with her sharp mind, to still have all your faculties at 90. I'll be forgetting all kind of stuff right now. And I'm 46. So, but anyways, back to the topic, right? 5 things you should not tell a man, especially when you first meet them. Don't tell a man your body count. I have actually met men that thought that they were entitled to that information. I got a question. Why do men want to know that answer? Anybody in the chat? Can y'all tell me why a man would even want to know how many men a woman he is actually interested in, how many men she has slept with? Why would a man want to know that? I'll tell you why. Tell you why. Easy says, because any number we go at times 4. You hear that, ladies? Do you hear that? That means your answer should always be 0. Board 5 says, because they're going to sleep with you, and that's like sleeping with the same amount of people you slept with. They do say that. They say, hey, if you sleep with somebody, you basically sleeping with everybody they have slept with. And when you actually think about that, if you let your imagination go wild and you actually imagine all the people that person slept with and now you're sleeping with those people, that's the same analogy they use when they talk about HIV awareness, you know? Be mindful of who you sleep with, because you're sleeping with everybody that they didn't sleep with, especially unprotected. No barrier there. Value. Easy wants to know what's your value based on your number. Board says, so you should lie. I don't think you should lie, but I don't think you should be honest either. I don't think that is anybody's business. That's the point. That ain't none of your damn business how many men a woman is laid down with. Either you like that woman or not. You should be able to tell her value based on how she carries herself, based on whether she keeps her word. If you go into Proverbs 31 in the Bible, if she has any of the traits of that right there will tell you what her value is. Do you understand? But a woman shouldn't have to tell you. If you feel like you are still confused and you're not sure, so you want to ask her that question so that you can gauge her value, then I'm going to tell you right now, she's not the one for you. Because there's obviously something in her. Your intuition, your discernment is telling you, there's something. She might be an undercover 304. If she's giving you those undercover 304 vibes, then just cut it out. Any respectable woman is not going to tell her business. That ain't none of your damn business. You guys want to know that in order to judge. And a lot of men use that information against you. You know? But that's just my opinion. They are going to be a part of that body count eventually if that woman decides to give up her body to you. And if you decide to lay down with her. How about we all start taking more time getting to know people and understanding who they are, to see if what they have to offer is going to benefit us or if that's going to take away. Either she's going to be a liability or she's going to be, something that, benefits you and adds value to your life. I agree. The conversation along behavior will tell you value, how she really carries herself. There you go. You ain't got to ask a woman one of the most intimate things about her in order to assess whether she's valuable or not. The other thing the lady said was, never tell a man how much you make. And I agree with that. But you know what? A lot of people can figure out kind of how much you make just based on the things that you have. And based on, really like material things. Because in our culture, in the Black community, how do we like to flaunt our wealth? We don't put our stuff in the bank. We don't invest as a whole population. I'm not saying all, but a lot of us, we got to show off with jewelry, our car, our place. It got to be decorated to the nines. It got to, you know what I'm saying? All this fanfare. So a lot of us wear our wealth, right? We drive our wealth. We wear our wealth, so people can kind of guess, oh, she's driving this, so she might, oh, she owns her house. Oh, she got 2 properties. She might be balling. So you really don't have to tell. But for the women that do tell how much they make, you should keep that to yourself, because you're really just opening up an opportunity to be used. Simple as that. I think even men that don't have the intention of coming, even men that don't originally have the intention of using you for your money, once they find out how much you make and they think you got extra to spare, there's gonna come time where he's probably gonna ask you for a couple dollars or invest in his business. So it's best to just keep those things to yourself, especially if you ain't trying to share. So you're sorry. So you're telling me, board 5 says, so you're telling me after he sleeps with his woman, it is still not his. Yes. Just because you slept with her, you still think you got a right to know how many other bodies she's been with? What's wrong with you? You really think that's your business to know how many other bodies she's been with because you laid down with her? Are you crazy? What gives you that right? That's like you opening up your checkbook and showing her all of your accounts. Does she have a right to know how much money you got in your savings, in your checking, in your investment, who's on your life insurance benefits? So she has a right to know all that about you because she laid down with you? All you're doing is inserting your penis inside of her. That doesn't give you the right to the most private information. And that's another thing that's wrong with y'all. Y'all really got a lot of balls and audacity. You don't have a right to know a woman's body count because you slept with her. That's your fault for sleeping with her. If you think that she's going to divulge that information because you put it down on her. Let's be real. And ladies, it's okay to say, I don't want to tell you that. That's none of your business. I don't care if you've only been with one other man. It still ain't none of his business. Ever. If you don't want to tell him. Period. That ain't none of his business. And you know what, ladies? That's actually a good test to see his character. You'll find out whether he's a control person, if he's got control issues, because he can't know what he wants to know at that time, how he treats you, how he behaves, his response. The quickest way to find out who a person is and how they are, all you do is tell them no. You tell them no, or you deny them something that they want. You have to test the spirits. You have to test the spirits to see where a person is coming from. That'll tell you everything you need to know. How they treat you. Do they respect you? When you have conversations with people you're courting or getting to know, and they say, I don't want to discuss that. I'm not ready to go there. I'm not ready to peel back that layer yet. You have to respect that. That's just common courtesy and common decency. Acceptance. You have to accept where people are in life. Nobody is obligated to tell you anything. You understand? If that's a red flag to you, then you've got bigger issues, my friend. If a woman not divulging how many men she slept with to you is a red flag, you got bigger things to work on. And I say that with all the love and sincerity, because you don't have that right. Easy says, it's how you slept with her. If you in the pants in a week, she's for the streets. Thank you. If you were able to get it in a week, that tells you where her mindset is. That's all you need to know. So you don't need to know how many bodies, because the last dude probably was able to get it in a week, right? So you multiply yourself times 1,000 and there you go. Don't get mad at her if you wife her. She showed you who she is and you just ignored the flag, right? That's how I feel. You gotta look at a person's actions and their words together. That's enough to tell you. Board 5 going off in the comments. Look at Board. He said, it's not your business is crazy. It's my opinion, though. It's my opinion. If you're so worried about STDs, then you wouldn't be screwing her. If you're really that worried about STDs, you wouldn't screw her. But you ain't that worried. You so worried about getting a nut off. And then after you slept with her, you want to ask her the questions. You the type of person that'll sleep with her right away and then ask her about her body count later. You feel like you justified asking her body count, but then didn't bother to ask for a freaking STD test result before y'all slept together. You the type of dude to do that. She looked clean, though. She carried herself well. As long as you a lady in the streets but a freak in the bed, it's all good. Get the fuck out of here. Anyways, let me go, y'all. It's 2:03. I gotta pick my son up. Anyways, you guys have a great, lovely day. I appreciate you all for being here, those that did tap in. And we gonna finish this list. We still got, let's see. Never tell a man where you live. We gotta cover that. And then never tell a man what your standards are when you first meet him. Never tell a man what your standards are. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. Look at Zoe. Oh, man. Zoe, you just getting here? How are you doing? It's been a long time. I pray you, your family, and your sons are all doing well. But yeah, it's a beautiful day here. It's 68 degrees now. Beach weather. Not really beach weather, but for us it is. So yeah. Board 5, I'm gonna have to come back. Let's pick the conversation up. We're gonna pick the conversation up because I don't ever run from a conversation. We can have a real conversation. What's today? Tuesday? I should come back live. I don't think I have any appointments on Thursday. I'll probably come back live either tomorrow or Thursday. We'll try to make it around the same time, like around 1:30. And then we'll pick up the discussion, okay? But I appreciate you all being here. I know you're just getting here. I know. I need to start putting up a little thing saying, hey, I'm going live at this time. A little reminder in the community post. That way I can get more engagement and then you guys know. But I just go random. I don't be knowing when I'm going to go. And just whenever I feel like it, I just go. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to time it because I don't want to put something up and then not show up. And then, you know what I'm saying? Because I like to be a person of my word. That's just how I do. But I will try to... put a little reminder at least an hour before I go live. Yep. Thank you for catching the replays. I appreciate you. All right, board 5. I will chat with you guys later. And who else was on here? My boy Easy and the people that came on in the beginning. Azalyn and Maga, I appreciate you all for being here. You guys take care. God bless you.